Most English learners are building castles on quicksand. They pile grammar rules on top of vocabulary lists, stack idioms and pronunciation guesses, and wonder why everything keeps collapsing. The foundation, the sounds themselves, remain invisible, unexamined, and dangerously unstable. This isn't an academic textbook. It's a manual that takes you by the hand, step by step, into the hidden architecture of English. Because before you can master words, you need to master the sounds that create them. In learning English, there's a great deception that happens. Here's the trap that catches almost everyone: English looks familiar. It uses the same letters as Spanish, Italian, French, and Turkish. Your mind whispers, I know these letters, I know these sounds, but your mind is lying. English vowels glide and morph. A becomes A, E stretches into E. Turkish writes exactly how it sounds, and English spelling? It's more like a riddle than a roadmap. You're not learning a phonetic language. You're learning a language that's been disguising its true sounds behind familiar letters for centuries. A Chinese learner knows they need phonetics. The characters are obviously different, but English tricks you into thinking you can skip this step. That's why brilliant professionals sometimes sound unclear, why confident speakers stumble over beach and accidentally say something else entirely. Watch a child learn their first language. Do they start with grammar? Never. They start with sounds, babbling, experimenting, training their mouth like a musician trains their fingers. They understand what many adults forget. Sounds come first, words follow. Your mouth is an instrument that's been tuned to your native language for decades. Now you're asking it to play completely different music. At first, it will feel awkward, artificial, even embarrassing. This is normal. This is necessary. What language schools won't tell you is that English grammar is relatively simple. Compared to Latin's declensions or German's cases, English syntax is forgiving. The real mountains you need to climb are just two: vocabulary, the vast landscape of words, idioms, and cultural expressions, and pronunciation, the precise choreography of sounds. This book conquers primarily the second mountain. For the first, there will be covered some roots stemming from various languages that influence English, but apart from that, you'll need literature, films, conversations, and curiosity. But without solid phonetics, even the richest vocabulary sounds unclear. Of course, studying phonetics isn't about erasing your accent, it's about clarity, confidence, and control. In professional settings, unclear pronunciation can overshadow brilliant ideas. It's not fair, but it's reality. And when you mispronounce words in someone else's language, they might question your expertise, even when your knowledge is flawless. More importantly, mastering sounds improves your listening. Once you understand how English moves and flows, you'll catch words in fast conversations, decode different accents, and hear the subtle differences that change meaning entirely. When you study a language, you need to consider that language learning is interconnected. Master the TH sound in the, and you've improved hundreds of words. Understand one sound pattern and you unlocked dozens more. Fix your vowel glides and suddenly your entire rhythm improves. You're not just learning individual sounds, you're building a complete sound system, a toolkit of phonetic skills that compounds and multiplies over time. This book follows a Euclidean approach. Start with foundations, build up systematically, and understand deeply. No shortcuts, no tricks, no parrot like repetition. Each concept prepares you for the next, creating knowledge that sticks because it makes sense. Theory without practice is sterile. Practice without understanding reinforces mistake. When you combine both, when theory illuminates practice and practice refines theory, that's when mastery emerges. Think of this book as your guide through the underworld of English sounds, the invisible realm that governs everything you hear and speak. Your dictionary should be your Bible for the entire language journey. This book is your specialized guide for the phonetic depths. You'll learn not just what sounds to make, but how to make them, why they work, and how they connect. You'll understand the anatomy of speech, the architecture of sounds, and the music that makes English flow. By the end of this journey, you won't just speak English, you'll speak with precision, confidence, and natural rhythm. You heal subtleties that once passed you by. You'll control your pronunciation instead of hoping it's correct. Most importantly, you'll become the master of your own learning. No more depending on apps, teachers, or technology to tell you if you're right. You'll know because you'll understand the system from the inside out. The invisible aspect of language, those hidden rules and patterns that govern how English really works, will become visible. Ready to build on solid ground? Let's begin with sounds.